Traveler, you've come at a good time.
Wait, this sounds like another...
It is as you say. The commission this time around is of...
Huh? What happened?
Not long ago, we received word that a section of the Avidia forest seems to have become contaminated.
Contaminated? You mean a new withering zone?
I don't know about the specifics, but I hear that strange things are happening to people who cross through that region. The Avidia forest inhabitants won't leave their homes so easily. If we allow this contaminated region to expand, the consequences could be unimaginable. That's why I want to ask you to investigate the situation. Even if all you can do is stop the contamination from spreading, that will still save many people.
This is forest business. Maybe Tignari will know something. Let's go find him. This is where you've been, Tignari? That's...
Shh! Keep your voice down.
Tignari, everything's spinning. Am I going to die? Tell Mom that I should have listened to her. And tell Suna that I'm sorry for breaking her toy. Tignari, I heard that people turn into birds after they die. Is that true?
What happened? Tignari, is he?
Okay, enough nonsense. You just have a small fever. Take your medication and rest. You'll be bouncing off the walls in no time.
Really? Then, can you keep the thing about the toy a secret for now?
No can do. You're a big kid now. Once you've recovered, go and apologize. Keeping secret...
Oh.
Hey, let me ask you something. I recall that you're usually pretty healthy. How did...
I don't know either. Mom's been telling me not to play in the forest. I just wanted to look inside. It's different from before. I got lost and went around in a huge circle. After I got out, I started feeling dizzy.
Could it be?
So that's how this whole mess happened. Anyway, go rest. No running around until I say so, got it? Traveler, Paimon, let's step out for now.
Mr. Forest Watcher, how is my son?
I gave him some antipyretics. Let him rest here for a while. I told him that he would feel better after some medicine and rest, but I only said that to comfort him. His symptoms resemble a fever, but something else is causing them. They seem more akin to a disruption in his psyche. Antipyretics won't be of much use.
What do we do? Mr. Forest Watcher, you have to help him.
If memory serves, a plant called Vasanti grass can help soothe the mind. A small number grow in arid deserts. They usually look like shriveled weeds, but can be revitalized with a splash of water. They're expensive and unable to grow in the Avidia forest's climate, so I don't have any on hand. I'll ask the caravans. Go find Kale, have her prepare medicinal tools and a set of traveling gear for me.
All right. Thank you.
Contaminated region, huh? Is that why you two are also here?
Yep. Is it a new withering zone?
Doesn't seem like one. Whether you look at scale, internal conditions, or resultant effects, they're completely different. The only thing they have in common is that they aren't welcome. This nuisance made itself home in the Avidya forest, so I can't turn a blind eye.
We feel the same way.
All right. Let's contact the caravans first and purchase some Vasanti grass. We can also ask about the contaminated region. There's no time to waste. We have to move quickly. Let's go.
Time to go.
Excuse me. I'd like to purchase some
I'm sorry, Mr. Forest Watcher, but we've been closed for the past few days.
Closed? Now that's odd. It's my first time hearing you say something like that.
It's a long story. Some of our goods were stolen recently. They were mechanical parts that we got from the academia. Although they're old models, they still fetch a good price on the market. Our caravans had to pull together Mora to afford those parts. Now that they've been lost, we'll likely come up short this trip. All the merchants talked it over, and we decided to raise the prices of our remaining inventory. Until this plan takes effect, none of us can privately sell anything.
I don't get it. If these goods are so important, then why not think of a way to get them back? Raising prices won't solve anything. At best, you're shoving the consequences of the robbery onto your customers.
Mr. Forest Watcher, it's not that we don't want to. It's just the thief disappeared into the deepest parts of the forest. We asked around, and apparently the forest has been very unusual as of late. Anyone who goes in experiences mental anomalies. We can't keep waiting out here for the thief to come out. All we could do is come up with another solution.
So the bandit hid in the contaminated region after stealing those mechanical parts. How many people were there in total? Were they not affected by the contaminated region?
That crook came from the contaminated region. As for how many, there weren't any people.
No people?
Even if I tell you, you might not believe me. Fine. The thief that stole our parts was a huge mechanical crab.
What the heck? The Avidya forest has creatures like that?
To be honest, I'd rather not think about it. It moved too skillfully to be new at this. It came out of nowhere. Before we could react, it swiped our goods and ran away. We were all shocked. By the time we came to our senses, the thief was already long gone.
I see. If we help you retrieve your stolen goods, then business will return to normal?
Oh, but of course! Not only that, but you'll become one of our caravan's VIPs on all future purchases of any...
Enough. Tell me something that's actually useful. Any leads on that mechanical crab?
Maybe one. After our goods were stolen, we specifically got someone to assess the situation. If you're interested, you can go and talk to them.
All right. We'll go and have a word.
After the goods were stolen, it turns out that many others have also been robbed by that. However, the crab only seems to be interested. A caravan carrying a large amount of Mora had an unevent. Whatever the case, that thing is a scourge.
That mechanical crab is fast, strong. 10 of us might not even be able to take that thing head on. Didn't the academia ban research on mechanical life forms years? Our salaries even got slashed because of it. Ugh.
I heard from the caravanners that we don't normally see the mechanical crab. It only shows up when the caravans are here.
You haven't tried capture.
We have, but it's too... However, we did It apparently lives in the deepest part once its stash grows large enough.
Time to go.
Poor things!
We learned of its behaviors, but much still remains. Assuming normal operational status, if I were its owner, I'd command it to steal more valuable things. Or the mora you made. But it only goes after mechanical components.
Right. It's really weird.
So, you all found a way to retrieve our goods?
Do you have any more mechanical parts with you?
Yes, I still have a small bag of. Oh.
Under constant external conditions, organisms rarely initiate. Here's what we know so far. It has a mechanical composition, it lives in the contaminated region, and it comes out to steal mechanical components. If we have said components, we can lure it out, capture it, and then make observations for further conclusion. Well, chatting like this won't get us anywhere. We're only wasting time.
You're right. We don't have any other options right now. This bag of samples is all yours, Mr. Forest Watcher. If you can get our goods back, the caravans will reward you generously.
We don't need anything in return, but I'll be keeping this bag. I may have other uses for it later. We'll also need to borrow a sumpter beast. Our act has to be convincing if we want the crab to fall for it.
Oh yeah, no problem at all. If it means getting our things...
I'll have to decline that offer. Anyway, we'll use the mechanical components and sumpter beast to pose as a transiting caravan and lure out the crab. Once it appears, capture it. I leave the timing to you.
Don't worry, we're professionals.
Time to go.
Looking at the trade routes and the contaminated region's current perimeter...
Then let's get to it.
Okay. We'll start from here. This sumpter beast isn't familiar with us yet, so be calm and take your...
The sumpter beast went ahead. Let's keep up with it. Why did it stop?
Looks like it's loafing around. Or maybe it's hungry.
All right, it's moving again. Did you... Ah! Is that the big...
It looks strong. Be careful.
Gather!
Just try to escape this time, you... Hey, playing dumb won't save you. Spill it.
It doesn't seem capable of comprehending complex... I don't know why you're stealing mechanical parts. Stolen items must be returned to their rightful owners. You came from the depths of the contaminated If you take us there, I'll give you some mechanical parts.
It reacted.
We can't be certain yet.
Okay, so you want the crab to lead us into the
That's right. The contaminated region, if we charge straight in, we'll get lost like headless pigeons. I've been studying this contaminated region recently, and I have a hypothesis of my own. So to be absolutely safe, it would be best to have a guide lead the way.
Paimon gets it now.
It doesn't have to, as long as it isn't hostile towards us. I gave it some components that it will definitely take back to the contaminated region. So long as it doesn't attack us, we...
It seems to be real.
Listen to me. Wait for us here. We'll be back soon. If you're still here when we return, I'll... I'm not sure, But our priorities are to retrieve the mechanical components and to purchase Vasanti grass to make medicine with. We should return, but before we do, we need to set up a few traps. Can't have that crab escaping.
Oh! Oh! These are the mechanical parts that were stolen! You really got them back for us! Ah, thank you all so... Don't worry about the price.
2 is enough.
No, that won't do. Here.
No need. I've already received a reward.
Reward? You mean that bag of mechanical parts?
But those parts are very useful to me. I retrieved the things you needed, and you gave me what I... Oh, and before we go, just a reminder, the forest has an intricate and biodiverse
Noted. Thank you all ever so...
Let's return to the village. The earlier we can give the child medicine, the sooner he'll start feeling better.
Oh! Hi there, Traveler and Paimon. Master, I prepared the pharmaceutical equipment. Do you need me to...
No need. A precise dosage is required this time.
Oh.
But once I'm done, you can deliver the medication. He gets a little nervous when I'm around for too long. I don't think he'd find... I'll go prepare the medication. Traveler, give me a hand.
How is he? Doing any better? I feel like he's doing a lot. That's wonderful! Oh yeah. He asked me to tell you that Suna came by earlier. And Suna didn't get mad, so he wanted to thank you. Can I ask what happened?
It's nothing. Did you prepare the traveling gear I asked you to?
Of course I did. Are you going somewhere far away?
Yes, we're going to the contaminated region. Judging by its size, we will likely have to stay overnight. I'm leaving everything to you while I'm gone.
Huh? But I can't even begin to compare to you.
Many things are learned by doing. And once they've been done, you'll realize they weren't as difficult as you once thought they were. Deal with problems as you yourself see fit. You don't have to emulate me.
That's right! You'll do great, Kale. All right, then I'll do my best. Master, Traveler, Paimon, take care of yourselves.
We'll be all right. You'll understand the reason for this excursion once we arrive at the contaminated region. You put too much confidence in me. Anyway, like you said, things will likely be uneventful. Let's return and find that crab.
Our recent catch?
I follow the wind.
We're here. It should be... Huh? Where did it secretly scuttle away?
Huh. The traps weren't triggered. You honored our agreement and waited here until we returned. As such, I'll hold up my end and give you another mechanical part. Keep it safe. I'm not giving you another one if you lose it. Glad you're satisfied. If you want more mechanical parts, take us deeper into the contaminated region. I want to see what happened there. What caused the Avidya forest to become like this?
Time to go.
So this is the contaminated region that everyone's been talking about. It's like... real...
Do you feel unwell at all? Good. It's as I predicted. Elemental power can...
How do you know that?
I haven't entered the contaminated region for a proper investigation. My observations during our time here have all but confirmed my hypothesis. Look at these flowers. How are they different from normal? This flower species is formally known as the Sumeru rose, but they're sensitive to ley lines and emit varying amounts of light in response. Excessive brightness indicates a dangerous level of ley line activity in the surrounding area. From the looks of things, the ley lines around here are already out of control.
You're saying the contamination here is coming from ley lines?
I can't confirm that right now, but I think that is the case. Let's take another look around and see if we can discover more clues.
Time to go.
You know, we haven't seen any animals this entire time. The birds used to chirp really loudly, and there were a lot of foxes.
This contaminated region currently appears to have a critical efflux of ley line energy. Some animals have keen awareness.
Leaky ley lines sure can cause a lot of damage, huh?
Like how plants have preferred growth conditions, we also gradually habituate to our surrounding environment. Climate, temperature, humidity, intensity of ley line energies. When people live under fixed conditions, they reach a sort of homeostasis with their environment. This equilibrium is broken when the surrounding environment abruptly changes, causing people's bodies to react in abnormal ways. If normal fluctuations in temperature occur, then our bodies automatically adjust. However, the average person cannot adapt to changes in ley line energy, and so they fall ill.
Then why are we okay?
I'm not sure why you are, but he and I are fine because our elemental capabilities allow us to adapt to this kind of change. Of course, it's not a good idea to spend too much time in areas with concentrated ley line energy. The only one who can freely traverse this place is probably the mechanical crab. That's about it for the investigation. Help me find an open space. I want to test something. Environment, no wind. Target parameters, normal. Setup complete. Excellent. Looks like it's working.
What's this?
A purification device that I made. It can absorb excess ley line energy and temporarily stabilize an area.
What a neat thing! Let's set up more and cover the...
I wouldn't mind if that would actually work. Unfortunately, once this contamination is present, it isn't something that a few purification devices can fix. The purification devices have their limits. At best, they can only prevent the contaminated region from expanding temporarily. If we want to permanently eradicate the contamination from the ley line effluents, we'll need to tackle the source. That's right.
Huh? The mechanic...
Something's approaching. So that's it. Now that the ley line energy... Get rid of them quickly. Don't let them get close to...
Solidify! The wind knows it.
Whew! That's all of them! Hey! Where are you? Let's hurry and keep up! The mechanical crab went that way!
Help! Help!
Still.
Spare me.
Hey, are you okay?
These injuries are superficial. Don't move, I'll patch you up.
Who are you all? What happened to those mechanical monsters?
Don't worry, we took care of them.
Oh, good. That's good. It's a monster! Hurry, attack it!
How do we explain this? Krabby here isn't a bad guy. It heard you shouting for help and brought us here to rescue.
It's faking it. It has to be. Maybe it's gonna partner up with the other. Do you know what's inside the forest? I just came here to pick herbs, but I accidentally went into the contaminated region and almost died. I gotta get out of here. Be careful. These mechanical life forms are up to no... no wonder the Academia wanted to completely ban the existence of mechanical life forms. Those things should be annihilated!
Are you okay?
His inarticulate speech and bodily tremors indicate psyche disruption. He's been inside the contaminated region for too long. We've purified the ley line energy over there. Follow this path out and you'll soon see the village. At that point, someone will bring him to Kale for help. I already prepared medication that will return him to... So you think you...
It's so hard to understand.
Alright, regardless of what you're thinking, you did some real good this time. That's why I'll give you another mechanical part. Need any help with it? Guess not. Well, make sure to hang on to it. What was going through your owner's mind when he made you, I wonder? You're like a giant, and also, how do you feel about that person saying that you're as evil as the other mechanical life forms?
Okay, it definitely doesn't understand you.
It seems like it possesses limited understanding only towards matters related to mechanical components. Help others to get parts. That's probably its thought process. As for why it, or rather its owner, is collecting so many it's getting late. So let's set up camp for the night. We'll explore further tomorrow. Hey, over here! Come on, you big lummox, raise your head and look up! Let's set up camp here.
All right, Paimon also thinks it's a good spot.
Oh. Any particular reason?
This place is perfect to put up a big tent. We can also set up a cooking pot and cook tons of delicious food.
You're not wrong, but the primary reason for choosing this place is because its higher elevation keeps... Rainforests are very wet. You should always be careful when spending the night in damp... For the next tasks at hand, let's divide and conquer. I'll set up the tent, you'll be in charge of making the fire, and Paimon will forage for edibles nearby.
Leave it to Paimon. Paimon's a pro.
I'm not expecting that much. Just do what you can. That's right. You can use rushes to start a fire in the wilderness. Their piths are relatively dry and can be readily set aflame. The downside is that they produce a lot of smoke.
Traveler, Tignari, Paimon couldn't find any food. Paimon didn't know that rainforest had so many interesting plants until we came here. Paimon also saw wild berries on the ground, and Paimon was gonna fly over.
Those were probably dead leaf butterflies. They camouflage as dead leaves to evade predators. My guess is that they mistook you for a bird when you flew over, so they fled. Never mind. The tent's up, so you two go rest. Oh, you found some already.
Paimon understands it this time! It wants mechanical parts again!
Sorry, no part this time. That task wasn't important enough. If every little thing resulted in a reward, then it might start to take advantage of the system. I'll note little things like this and give a cumulative reward at a later time. That is one reason.
It looks really sad.
After some further thought, it might come up with some weird misunderstanding if I don't give it something. I'm off to prepare dinner. We'll take shifts on lookout duty tonight. You two can sleep first. I'll wake you up later.
We need lookouts?
Yes. Even though most animals fled because of the ley lines, we can't completely let down our guard. It's settled then. I'll set up some pest-repelling devices so poisonous insects don't come crawling into the tent. Have a good night. Not too good, though.
Paimon's getting sleepy. Is this because of the ley lines? It's been a while since we camped outside like this. This is like when we just started adventuring together.
You're awake earlier than I expected. Did you sleep well? That's good. I was worried that you two wouldn't be able to sleep, so I specially used 2 of my homemade incenses. Don't worry. They're made from all natural ingredients. They have a light fragrance and aren't harmful to the body. Speaking of which, have you seen the crab? It was scampering around over there just now, but I don't know where it went. So you can tell. My suspicion is less towards the crab and more directed to its unrevealed owner. A ley line effluence of this magnitude occurred without any warning. Someone probably disrupted the natural flow of the ley line. Until we fully understand the situation, take extra caution. The academia has banned mechanical lifeform research. Topics related to mechanical lifeforms were popular in the Spontama for a time. Some of my juniors had also thrown themselves into such research. They proposed an intriguing idea. Use our knowledge to create a new and practical lifeform that could help humanity conquer nature. However, no matter which modules or parts are installed, a machine is innately a construct that receives and executes commands. In their pursuit to discover the differences between mechanical and biological lifeforms, zealous researchers performed unregulated vivisections and other absurdly cruel experiments on animals. The irony is that the research... That's it. I'm interested in the topic of mechanical life, but it's just my personal opinion. My ancestors and the Valuka Shuna of the desert coexisted together and supported one another. The blood of my people were born from this symbiotic relationship. So to me, all life is important. To understand life, you must first respect it. Life is not an expendable commodity, and knowledge should not be wielded like a scepter. These are the points of contention I have with some researchers, and why I left the academia. By placing yourself above other life forms, what kind of results do you expect to get from researching pure life with impure intentions? Really? Well, I'm glad to hear it. Coffee? Did you prepare this for us? All right. Seeing that you're working so hard to help out, I'll give you another part. You're not planning on using it. Many of your own parts are critically degraded. And you're running low on power. All right, suit yourself. Oh, and thanks for the coffee, but I'm about to go to sleep. Leave it with him. The night watch is yours. Stay safe.
Sorry. Paimon slept through the entire... Really? You're not mad? Don't worry. Paimon will be sure to stay awake next time.
Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. Quick question. Me too. The farther in we go, the closer we get to the source of the ley line F.
Is there something we can do?
Extinguish our fire so we don't set the entire forest aflame. Also, retrieve the pest-repelling devices from last night. We don't want...
Got it! Paimon will take care of the fire.
All right. Let's meet back... All right. It's about time to head out. As we go further in, we may encounter more berserk machines. The effects of the ley lines will also increase. If you're struggling, it would be wise to avoid conflict. Try to conserve as much energy as possible until we reach the source of the contamination. As I thought, the closer we get to the contamination source, the more mechanical monsters that appear.
I'm going in! Into the wind. Falling leaves. Adorn my night, one with nature.
Everybody stand back!
This is order. Be still.
It stopped here!
Upon closer inspection, the plants here are really different. Ley line energies are also stronger here. Ready yourselves.
There's a ton of mechanical monsters here. They made this place their lair.
Looks like there's no way to sneak by. Let's take care of them quickly.
Into the wind.
I'll uproot you!
What is this?
Ley line energy has spilled this device. It's extracting energy from the... Who in the world would do this without
That's terrible! We have to stop it! Let Paimon see.
Standing here is equivalent to being directly showered in ley line energy, which may cause irreversible... Take Paimon and get out of here. I'll see if I can find a way to turn the...
Wait! You're also vulnerable. We're staying. We can't leave you here.
Then let's look for it together. If there is no control unit here, then there must be a trapdoor somewhere.
You know where it is? Hey! Wait for us! up if you step on it?
Be careful, and watch your step.
Look! Someone's here! Are you the one that's taking the ley line's energy? Why aren't you saying anything?
His body is cold. It's emaciated, and his eyes are sunken. Likely from chronic malnourishment and stress. Almost forgot about you.
What is it doing?
I'm not sure. Judging by this room's layout, the file room will definitely give us some clues. So...
Wow! It's huge in here!
This place is a natural hiding spot with how hidden it is.
Did you two find...
There are a lot of lab notes, but it would take way too long to read through them all. I found a tape recording...
Tape?
Yes, the Spontama created a device that visually records experiments and However, these devices are expensive to make and aren't entirely stable.
Come on, let's watch it!
Hold on, let me figure out how to play the tape. It goes in there... Ah, okay, this should do it.
Karkata? Karkata? Seriously, I look away for 1 second and you're gone? There you are. Look here. This is our new home. I, Abatui, will unleash my talents here and amaze those ancient fossils at the Academia. Oh? You're also quite happy. Karkata. Yes, I thought not. Listen up, Karkata. I'm going to make a mechanical life form that can be mass-produced. I'll use mechanical organs, and electric currents will course through them like blood. A steep inspiration from the ruins and the research that the Academia had banned. When you can understand our language and live among us, you will no longer be a bore. It's fine. You will understand.
Karkata is the mechanical crab, and that researcher named Abatui?
I remember now. I had a junior researcher named Abatui.
Junior researcher?
Yeah? Well, what's wrong?
Nothing. Paimon was just wondering, doesn't Abatui look older than me?
He is, but academic progression isn't tied to age. I finished my...
Oh!
Of course, age can be an issue. For a while, people always dragged me into pictures. That isn't important. Let's go and see if we can... The pipes continue further. Let's head in.
Look! Paimon found another tape! A date is written on it.
That's quite the time gap.
It's rare that you malfunction because of an operational error. Seems that making coffee is still somewhat difficult for you. Or is there an issue with my set parameter? All right, there you go. Water entered the Keela and caused it to short circuit, so it couldn't receive signals from the ganglion. Look at me, talking to you like this. You can't understand me anyway, can you? It's fine. I swapped in some new parts, so you should be... Try moving around. Everything in working order? Be more careful next time. We're tight on... I'm glad. Karkata, did you know? Yesterday, aren't the bunch at the Academia always saying things like, mechanical intelligence is just... Too bad it was just a dream. Never mind. I should probably be worrying about...
After Abatui left the Academia, I thought he was so despondent that he gave...
Paimon doesn't feel like he's a bad person.
Let's keep looking. Following the serial numbers, the next recording should be here. The writing is sloppy. Perhaps there's also an undated tape in the wrong spot.
Maybe Karkata helped...
It's hard to say.
Sorry, Karkata. I was just thinking about something. In my recent experiments, I successfully gave you a living being's instincts. When you're low on power, or if one of your parts is damaged, you will prioritize your survival. That is a very dangerous thing. And today, I did something even more dangerous. I've officially activated the 3rd generation ley line extractor. The ley lines will serve as our power source from now on. Conducting research on mechanical life forms requires a large amount of power. Even if I scrimped and saved, the more I have wouldn't last for long. I'm also getting tired, Karkata. They say that even if it simulates the operation of a living creature's organs, a machine is still an ice-cold tool. I want to prove them wrong. I'm not talking about anything cheerful, Karkata. Modules for language, emotion, and movement. I've been working my absolute hardest to augment and refine your functionalities, but I've never seen an effective response. You are my finest success, but even you can't understand me. Karkata. Yes, it is what it is. In a few days, I'll sell the This is no... If I place another 2 control modules here... Ah! Of course my art decides to act up now. Why did it... Strange. Oh no, I have to shut down the extract... Shut it off! Right. I never input a command to shut down the In the end, it's just like the Academia said. I'm sorry, Karkata. In the end...
I see. So that after Abatui's unexpected death, the mechanical monster...
Paimon understands.
Because Karkata is different, structures similar to living organisms, the ability to cry and... Perhaps only by building such a machine could he... But if he had slowed down and saw Karkata as a friend instead of an experimental... Karkata can't speak.
What is that?
You'll see in a bit. But before that, first, let's find the control unit. More of this transparent flooring. It feels like a maze. Below us is the final room. The control unit is likely in there.
The land's here. Wanna try jumping down?
Stabilize!
I'm going in! Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature. One with the forest.
Ha! Let's nip that in the butt.
Kamisato up. Suiyu! Gather!
Everybody stand back! As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Can't see. Ha! This should be the control unit. Once we turn it off, the ley line extractor should also... Without an external Oh. Ha! Keep up.
So, Karkata has been collecting parts because it thinks doing so will fix its owner?
Karkata is unable to understand the concept of death. However, it probably remembers when Abatui replaced its part. It's true that Karkata isn't able to think or understand many topics, but...
So that's why it kept stealing mechanical parts.
Yes, but the important thing is that it formed the thought of wanting to repair Abatui. No one knows how this thought came to be, but it has even suppressed... If it really is as we've predicted, this research truly will make waves in the academia. It might have been possible...
Karkata? Karkata, can you hear Paimon? Tignari's...
It reached its limit. It hasn't recharged this entire time. It's a miracle that it managed to hang... I'm going to confirm that the ley line extractor has... Let them be alone for a while. The ley line extractor has ceased operations. Traces of ley line energy are still in the atmosphere, but the effluence's source has been stopped. Moving on, those affected by the ley lines need immediate care. We'll put up an announcement on the bulletin board. According to the Academia's policies, research materials related to mechanical life forms will be destroyed. And
What the heck?
You two should return first. I'll take care of things here. Although we've stopped the source of the effluence, the ley line... Listen, the Traveler hasn't rested very well. Also, it'll take some time to pack up all the research documents. You're not... Tell the Adventurers Guild that the incident has been resolved, and then... Oh, and don't talk about Abatui. The fewer that know about mechanical life form...
All right. Then... Anyway...
I see. Once the excess this is the stipulated reward.
Is Karkata? It's already be damaged, but... Oh! Then how about we find Tignari? Paimon really wants to go right now, but Tignari's... Alright then, we'll find him. How are you feeling? Sleep well? We should go find Tignari. How do you think we should ask him?
Into the wind.
I will have order. Be still.
Let's light it up!
Keep your voice down. The lilac Daphne, a Daphne of the genus Thymilaceae, has a strong... Extrapolating from these two datasets, it would be particularly potent against Piscine species.
Karkata?
Oh, I thought I told you all to keep your voices low. Plants aren't afraid of noise, but
You didn't disassemble Karkata?
why would I do that?
But Paimon thought you said, according to the academy...
So that's why you two barged in like barbarians at this hour. Fine, what I meant was, according to the academia... Anyway, the first thing I did was repair Karkata. During my time, we then buried Abatui together. After organizing the research material... I'm not with the academia. So what do their policies have to do with me? On the other hand, I am the Forest Watcher of the Avidya Forest. I have a duty. All life brought forth in this world has meaning. And Karkata is no exception. If it exists, then it shouldn't be
Wait.
The possibility exists, is all. Abatui only left behind a small, maybe a conflict between all those. From a more rigorous perspective, it is impossible to conclude that Karkata is a real life form. By the way, I'm not interested in continuing research on this subject. But as things stand now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make it my research assist. What do you think?